Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. So today's should be interesting to say the least. I did my research and I couldn't find any information on how to install this decoder. So it could be adventurous. The package does say drop-in decoder for Kato GG1. So we'll find out. We'll find out. If I can just get a thumbs up, let me know that the sound's okay and that everything looks okay. I've got the Model Railroad live streams weekly shows going on screen right now. So if anybody's wondering what's going on, that's there. I do also have some boxes on my desk. And to procrastinate and put off installing this decoder, I'm probably going to unbox all of these items first. Roy, doing a little throwback, I'm assuming, to Sparky 107's video. How hard can it be? I think we're going to find out. I think we're all going to find out soon enough how hard it is. But let's say hello, see who's here for a second. Ben got you Junction, Carl. Welcome, thanks for coming. We got Brian Walter here. Hello, hello. Tim from Island Scenics. Welcome. J94 Kieran. How you doing? Lauren Hurwitz. Hello, Dad. I saw you're going to start opening up your next train project. That should be interesting. And let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Paducah and Louisville Railroad. Did I get that correctly? Welcome. Pete Clark. How you doing? Randall Ellison. Randall, are you driving today? Rick Bailey. Rick, I saw you doubting my installation skills earlier, so I hope I can live up to your expectations. Roy Eltham, welcome. We have John from Schuylkill River Valley. Steve Childers, Retirement Railroad is here. And last but not least on my list is Timber Surf. Coming in as well, we have Andrew, Mr. Pictovid. I like to call him Mr. Hot Dog. We got Joe Rader, Black Rock Central, also checking in, and Chris from Hales Heritage Railway. Welcome, Chris. Sorry I couldn't make it earlier. I was trying to get everything set up, and let's just say I don't know how things are going to go today. I do have a. Let's actually go to this view. I do have an extra test track set up here, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. So hopefully I'll be doing the testing there. I just noticed I forgot to clean off my mat. And of course that's going to drive me nuts now because that's going to be all dirty. But what are you going to do? So in theory, the link will eventually pop up, but just to get things started, let's put the link up and put the link in chat. And let's see what happens. Hopefully we won't get any trolls, but you know. Yeah, so Roy, I have the TCS decoder installed in a Locomotive already. So I know how that works. And I've looked through all the instructions on how to install the TCS decoder. But the difference with this MRC decoder from the TCS decoders is it has these little metal wings on the end. So I'm not completely sure how the little wings relate. And the motor contacts are a little bit different. So I don't think I'll have too much trouble, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So let's do some unboxing because I think I'm going to have a lot more success with the unboxing, and I've got a couple little things, and as people are checking in, we'll do a little bit of unboxing. People still saying hello. Everybody checking in. Oh, Grandpa Rails is here too. I didn't see him earlier. Hello, JD. Welcome. Let's bring up this strange guy wearing his appropriate shirt for the stream today. Steve, how's life in the fast lane?
Life is great. I've had nothing but delivery after delivery all month.
Well, there you go. You can't beat that.
No, I got an eBay problem. I'm an eBay-aholic.
Well, I hate to say it, but I can relate. I'm trying to get up. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Really?
Just trying to get.
And there's one more coming.
Steve, you do see I have 3 boxes on my table right now.
Yeah.
You do notice that, right? So I would say you're not alone.
I still have to buy the decoders for them.
Roy, who downvotes a stream after only a few minutes? Roy, I have consistently on my last few videos been getting 3 downvotes on every video without fail. And it's so consistent that it kind of makes me wonder that it's got to be my subscribers, because before I even promote the video. So like I haven't posted it to Facebook, haven't posted it to Reddit, haven't posted it anywhere. I've already gotten the 3 downvotes. So the good news is a thumbs down, just as good as a thumbs up. It's an interaction. So who cares? Who really cares? So this first package is from a little known company here in the US called Amazon. Yeah, so Bangaju Junction says eBay alcoholic anonymous. When I was into photography, we used to call it, we used to say we had GAS, GAS, and that stood for Gear Acquisition Syndrome, which I think, it kind of works for model railroading as well. So I don't know if this little sticker is now giving away all my life information, but here we go. Let's see what we got here. So I ordered it on that little well-known site that I talked about called Amazon, but they actually came from Horizon Hobbies. So I don't know if people know Horizon Hobbies, but they're a big hobby shop. I just, happened to.
They're also the parent company for Athearn.
That is true too. Yes, Horizon Hobby is the parent company of Athearn, and they're probably the biggest model railroad distributor. There's them. There's Heartland Hobbies. There's some other big distributors that have a lot of the main. Right, exactly. Yes. So, I got some. So Deluxe Materials makes a lot of interesting products, and I'm starting to build some more stuff. And I see people using plastic putty to fill in the gaps. So I thought, pick up some plastic putty. And then I've got these micro brushes that I think everyone's familiar with. And I saw a bunch of people using their Qtips, but they're tightly wound Qtips that go to a point. And I thought, in addition to the little micro brushes, that these little Qtips with points would be kind of cool. They're about to have a little building in Rochester too, 52,000 square foot little building, if I remember correctly. Tim, who are you talking about? Horizon, or who are you talking about? But hello, Tim. Hello, Dwight. Hello, let's see who else is here. Ray Boble checking in as well. Working and listening.
you can check your local drugstore because they do make Q-tips with a point as well.
They do. So I was just going to get those, right? Like, so much cheaper on Amazon. You can get them in like a 500 pack or something stupid. But what a lot of people kept saying was that the tips unwind on the cheaper ones, and you end up with little fibers in the work that you're doing. So, you know, these are 50 packs. They weren't too expensive. I think they were less than $5 each. So I said, let's get them. Oh, I think Tim's saying that Amazon is going to be the small company that's putting a big warehouse up. So Nick's Crossing, I actually paint with Q-tips. Yeah, that's kind of my idea, is to start not necessarily painting with Q-tips, but when I do the little small detail work, I think the Q-tips with the points will be really good for that. And yeah, I know I paid extra for the Tamiya brand, but you know. Oh,
I tried to use glue on a Q-tip. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. There's a chemical
definitely.
reaction. You get smoke going.
So part of why I got these is I was watching a video of a modeler that does like cars and planes and stuff. And he was going through all of the stuff on his workbench, and he was like, "Oh, like you need this, you need this, you need this." So the "you need this" turned into these 3 items out of probably 10 that I had in my Amazon cart at one point. So, you know,
Joe.
I got out with too much trouble. Hey, Joe, welcome. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Rick Bailey.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
We can. Where are you? You're like brighter today than usual.
I'm at work.
And when I say brighter, I'm not referring to your intelligence. So don't, you know.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Well,
at least I'm not stupid enough to put a decoder in an unknown locomotive.
A decoder. So here's the irony of it, right? Is I want to swap to this sound decoder in both of the GG1s that I own. So I theoretically could have put the one in off camera and then showed up for this live stream having already installed one, and then just be putting in the second one and just tell everybody that I had already put in the first one.
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, that wouldn't have. Yeah.
I'm going to play the dummy here, since I grew up out in the Midwest and we didn't have GG1s running around. But they're a totally electric engine, correct?
I know very little about the GG1. The reason I got into the GG1 is that there's this guy in Sidetrack Sunday named Ray Boble. And Ray talked incessantly about GG1s, and his passion for them kind of increased my passion for them. So I now have a little bit of a problem with GG1s.
Okay, so John at Schuylkill River says yes, I'm correct.
Yeah.
So my next question is, how much sound do they actually make other than a whistle and horn?
So interesting you should say that. Most people don't recommend the MRC Sound Decoders. They're not very loud. The MRC decoders are MRC decoders, so they're not that great of decoders, but they're supposedly okay. So a little bit why I'm doing this is this one already has the TCS decoder in it. So I'm going to put the MRC decoder in here, and then I'm going to kind of compare whether it's worth having sound in it. There is actually a video online. If you look up MRC decoder for GG1, the only one I can find is actually somebody that has recorded the sounds of the decoder, but you can't hear them at all on the video. So it's
Okay, Daniel
Yeah.
Banks says there's a fair amount of noise from them. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. Right, and Nick says there is a bell as well. Oh, Lionel is putting smoke units in them for steam. I don't know. There's just something interesting to me about something interesting to me that the GG1 Blackjack 4935. It's the only one. There's like not other numbers that have that same paint scheme. And according to, I think it may have been Loco on a Rail fan. I don't remember. We were talking about the. Oh no! It was Shane's Trains. We were talking about the 4800. Apparently, the 4800, this Conrail in the back, was sort of a joke paint scheme. The people that painted it sort of did it for fun, expecting to repaint it, but then people liked it, so it kind of stayed. But there's no other locomotive with that paint scheme, so it's lots of electric hum and whine of the motor. They also have steam generators for passenger service.
Wouldn't you just put a crappy motor in them?
What do you mean? Just
put a motor that hums in your model and save on the.
Oh, you're saying
save you a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
But yes,
I got a couple that have bad motors, Steve. Oh, mine are.
But then how do you get the bell sounds? How do you get the other sounds?
I understand.
So why am I putting sound in it? I have no idea. I have so many of these micro trains like FT locomotives that just don't have any sound that I'm perfectly fine with. On all of the locomotives that I do have that have sound, I turn the sound off because the sound drives me insane. So why I'm considering putting a sound decoder in the GG1s, I don't know. Digitracks.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'd say the Digitracks drop-in decoders that I saw is not a sound decoder.
Really?
But yeah. Oh, it says there's a clip of the sounds for the decoder. Oh, that'd be cool if they have arcing sounds from the wires and stuff.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's go back to the unboxing. Not that I want to push forward and get to the decoder install too quickly, but
Heath, can your GG1s do power from the rails and from the antenna thingies? I don't know what they're called.
Catenary.
Starts with P.
Okay.
Catenary. I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. When I pop the top off, ask me the question again and we'll take a quick look. I do know on a lot of the HO ones that you can. Joe's like, come on. Joe's saying get on with. Oh, whoops. Joe's saying get on with it already. Oh yeah. So Roy said, right, the pantograph is the piece on the locomotive that connects to the catenary, which is the thing overhead. Crazy Joe, I am absolutely dilly-dallying. And Martin wants to know if they have the sound of people screaming while they get run over.
Oh my.
And Pete says it's called an antenna thingy.
That's what I called it, an antenna thingy.
Yeah.
Martin, they do have a splat sound.
A splat sound. What are we talking about here? Late 40s, late 50s. Huh. Yeah, I know on the HO they definitely they can run either way. Dave's asking when were they taken out of service. I know they were built in 1976. I don't know when they came out of service or not. And I do know I think there's some Lionel trains that have a toilet flush, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I've heard that.
I've got an SD78 with a toilet flush.
That's too funny. That is too funny. Okay, so this box came from Frank. These were some things that Frank had up in his closet that he thought I may enjoy more than he would enjoy having them up in his closet. So he very graciously sent them along to me.
Are those the circus
Ooh.
trains?
They are. They're sexy looking too. Let's start with.
Don't think I've ever heard anyone refer to trains as sexy, but you got it going, brother.
Come on, you know, this thing's sexy, isn't it?
It's out of this world. I'll give you that.
Whatever trips your trigger, Heath.
Sorry, that's right. They were built in the 40s and 50s, taken out of service in the 1970s. The reason this was painted in 1976 in the bicentennial is because this was taken out of service. Old Rivets was taken out of service in 1976, I think. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
That's half the job.
Isn't it though? You know, I figure if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? So
Bonjour.
that's so cool. P.T. Barnum, let's go to this one. P.T. Barnum and J.R. Bailey advertising car. So does anyone know whose these are? My guess is that these are Roundhouse. But I'm not really sure because the Roundhouse cars I don't believe had a whole set in one livery. So
Turn it
I'm
over.
not really sure.
Flip it over.
That's what she said.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if
I was going to say Bachmann, but I don't think Bachmann does their trucks like that.
No, I've never seen trucks like that.
I'll have to do a little research. But yeah, I love circus stuff, so I'm always a big fan of it.
Yeah, Grandpa Rail said Bachmann also.
Well, come on down, Heath. I'll take you to the Barnum and Bailey Museum, and we can go rail fan the Tropicana Juice Train.
I want to get down there sometime. So my understanding is there is a museum in Sarasota, but my understanding is that the main circus museum is in Ballabo or Billabo or something, Wisconsin.
Baraboo, Wisconsin. Yep.
Oh, so there are actually two of these cars that have one of my favorite little features is the old style observation area on the back. Are we stuttering? We seem to be way behind. I don't know why we're so far behind.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a lag.
Why am I lagging? What is
It
happening?
comes and goes.
I'm not doing anything that would be causing the lagging.
Your little picture seems to be on point.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it might be something with the side camera. Man, it would be nice to just replace all my cameras, but man, are they expensive. To get good cameras with autofocus and everything.
Sparky wants to know how you're going to put a decoder in those cars.
In these cars?
Hi, Sparky.
Actually, very easily. The top comes off, and I'll glue the decoder into the roof with the lights on it.
I think he was joking.
I know he was joking, but I'm still gonna ramble on as if
Possible.
as if it was a serious question. So this says it's a sleeping car. I feel like there's a lot of windows on this car to be a sleeping car. It would be hard to sleep with all those windows.
It's probably a dormitory.
So one thing I do want to mention, and You actually reminded me, Steve, by keeping an eye on the chat for me. Hey, Det Steve. I don't know that I've seen your name in chat before. What I'm going to probably have to do at some point is not do this stream anymore on Fridays, just because some things are picking up with my life and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to Monday night at like 6. It's going to be a similar style stream, except I'm going to call it Modeling Mondays. And the goal would be is that, like Steve and Rick being up here, is that they would have projects that they would be working on, and we would all be actually like modeling and working on projects and sharing projects and all that kind of stuff. So Det Steve says it's his first time here. Well, welcome, Det Steve.
Welcome, Det Steve.
Welcome to the party.
And if anything ever goes wrong, Det Steve, just blame Heath.
Yes, of course. So I thought this was like the little... It's really weird how delayed it is. Like, everything is really delayed. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem to be stuttering, though, necessarily. It's just very delayed. It's just throwing me off.
It stutters when it picks up.
I thought this was a caboose. But there seem to be two sort of observation deck cars. This one does not have a second coupler on the back, but this one does. Oh, and interesting. This one has a body mount coupler. I keep holding things in the wrong spot. This is a body mount coupler, and this has just a truck. Well, it's kind of a truck mounted coupler, but the trucks can actually turn. This may help identify what this is.
The only cars I've seen like that, and this is different, but it has a coupler that is, it's not mounted on the truck, but it swings with the truck. And I think that's what yours is doing. And this car is a Marx.
Oh, these could be Marx. That would be interesting.
You know, this is a Marx circa like early 60s.
Yeah, Frank says he's not sure what they are. So Frank's apparently not much help.
Right.
Somebody just asked, yeah, it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'll stop before Tom's Trains and Things, and that's likely what it'll be. If you have projects to model, let me know, because I'm looking for people. It'd be great to build like a consistent group of a couple people, and then have other people that sort of switch in and out. But, you know, just a time, instead of just getting together and BSing, I thought it'd be great if we get together and show off. Not show off, but, you know, work on models. You know, if you're having problems with something, bring it on, and, you know, that kind of thing. Steve, have fun at your meeting. Yes, they are. I get that they're done so that they could take tight turns. The question is, what company are they? And do we know? It is really weird how lagging this is.
Lionel in the early 60s had some HO as well. And if I'm not mistaken, they used a similar style of coupler.
Interesting. Well, anybody that's really good at their Google search abilities, if you consider jumping online and checking it out and seeing if they could figure out what it is. Grandpa Rail says, "Work, who's working?" Grandpa Rails, if you're supposed to be at work, I hope you're at work. If you're not at work, welcome. Hey, Leslie, welcome to the party.
I cannot confirm or deny at the moment if I'm at work.
Yeah,
Well, you already blew that one.
you already spoiled that. So, one more thing to delay the inevitable of working on this decoder. This box right here has to do with this track in the back here. So, what I would like to do is I have a Peter DeWitt streetcar, and it's the Brooklyn and Queens livery, and I want to just have that car just running along the back and just kind of run back and forth, and I just thought it'd be fun to have something that just runs, and
So
I can also use it.
So is
What's
that box from CMR?
Is the box from where?
CMR products?
It is not.
Oh.
This box is from a company that is called Iowa Scaled Engineering.
Oh, okay.
And
Then it is
this is the motorman. There are lots of other ways to do it. There are probably cheaper ways to do it. There are probably 100 ways to do it with an Arduino. There's 6,000 ways to do it with various things. I didn't want to fuss with all that. I wanted something that was simple to set up, that had a little LCD that I could just adjust stuff, on the LCD. And they literally just released this. So this is,
Those guys are from my alma mater.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Iowa State.
Yeah. So I figured this is the, they make the proto throttle. So I figure it's probably going to be pretty well engineered. I figure the software is probably going to be pretty good. So, I thought I'd give it a try. Oh, I just realized, are the Streamlabs stuff not popping up?
I haven't seen any.
Well, ain't
Saw
that...
it in the very beginning. That was where we jumped in, but that was the last time I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but you threw that up.
I threw that up personally. Let me... give me 1 second. I am logging into my little bot person. I may have turned it off at the end of my last stream and then forgot to turn it back on. So, give me a second, and we'll get that going. In the meantime, I will post the link again.
So, Rick, have you gotten an Accu-Track 2 yet? Oh, Rick left.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's here or not here. So it's funny you say that, Steve, because that may be something that's sitting over there in the corner of mine as well that I'll unbox at some point, but not right now.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and that's So the motorman, Iowa Scale Engineering's automatic reversing train shuttle controller. Looks kind of like this. Has anyone seen this yet? I'm curious if people know of this or not.
I have not seen it from them. I've seen other modules.
Yeah, I know like Lens has their whole sort of ABC setup that does the similar sort of thing in the decoder. But this is a whole separate item. We'll talk about this in 1 second. So the way this... You can use other sensors, but the way they've designed it is to work with their train spotter sensors. They have right angle sensors that could go sort of, like above on top of the track, and then they have... Or, I'm sorry, they have... The right angle ones would sort of shoot across the track, and then they have other train spotter sensors that shoot straight up, so... Oh! John, have you actually used the Motorman? Have you seen it? Boy, I don't... Why is this computer...
What is that, like for programming decoders or controller?
No.
It will allow me on this backtrack here to have a trolley just run back and forth continuously.
Oh, like an auto reverser.
How does that work on DCC?
Well, that's just it. It'll work for DC or DCC. When it senses the turnaround from the sensor, it slows the car down using, DCC commands. It can pause it, and then it can turn it back around the other way.
How does it know what it's got to have it's got a logic board. That's what that control unit's for, right?
Oh, yeah. So
it's reading what the DCC address is going back and forth across the sensors?
No, it is sending out the DCC address. It does not know what locomotive is crossing the center. It doesn't have like Railcom or anything like that. It just has... It's a DCC controller that is programmed to work. It's a $99 DCC controller. That's really all it is. But the idea is,
on a dedicated track?
Say that again?
Is it on a dedicated track? Because how do you know it? If it senses one and it sends out a command, everything on the place, if it doesn't know which locomotive it is.
Yeah, you would use it. You would use it if you're going to use it on your main layout. You would use it on an individual track, or you can use it on an isolated track.
Okay.
So yeah,
On a block. You can put it on a block and just reverse that block, and anything on that block is going to reverse.
So does anyone know what VT Decoder XPC service is?
I don't. I'm lucky if I know how to program an engine without watching a video.
This is the thing that is screwing up my computer right now. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, well.
VT Decoder service taking CPU. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to solve my my network issues. Let's see.
Yeah, not good with that either.
iMessage seems to kill the process. I don't have iMessage running, but I do have Yak Yak running. I do have Teams running.
Oh, Anthony. Grandpa Anthony.
What did Grandpa Anthony do now?
Oh, he just came in.
Oh, yes, he did. Hello. Yeah. So this version of it, you can see, is just the panel on the. I'm like talking, but everything's so far behind. Man, I want to build a new computer so badly. I cannot even. It's weird. I've got Windows Server is running. Why is Windows Server running? I'm gonna start killing.
Start killing processes until we all disappear.
I'm gonna start killing processes. So I may kill the stream.
You killed you.
Yeah, he killed himself.
Your camera went off, Heath.
Oh, now he's back.
All right, I'm back, and it's not as laggy, at least.
Yeah,
hey,
yes.
Heath, I don't know if you saw my comment there in the chat, but I think those passenger cars you got are Roundhouse.
I did see that, and I thought they were Roundhouse initially when Frank was talking about them, but I'm not familiar with Roundhouse having a whole set like this.
Yeah, I have
the Roundhouse ones that I have are a little different. Hey, Tyler, flip it over and show us the wheels on that sucker.
Truck, yeah, a couple of.
I am trying to make you big right now, and it is not.
That's bottom mounted.
Yeah, I have a whole 5-car set.
Those are body mounted.
It came. It was 4.
Yeah, see, I've got a set of Roundhouse cars too. So,
I'm sorry, Tyler. Hold them up again and show us the truck connection to the the coupler. Is the coupler
No.
directly mounted to the truck, or is it on a separate little arm?
It's not on either. It's mounted to the frame.
It's body mounted.
Oh, body mounted. Yeah. So then I don't know that.
Unless they've been redone. Are they all like that?
Yeah, they're all like that. They had the original couplers on. This one has the original coupler, that style. Then I switched most of them over to the metal ones because they kept on breaking. But yeah, it came in a 4-box set, and then I bought an extra one. So.
Oh, wait a second. Recording.
Yeah, Overland set, RPO, Combine, Coach, and Business Car was the 4-box set. But
Yeah. So I don't. I can't figure out what's going on with my computer, and I can't figure out what kind of cars those are. Yeah. Sorry. So this. I'm gonna do a whole video on this at some point, but so I'm not gonna open this part up now. Let me move me back to the center if I can. Man, this stuff's tough, man. These streams with a crappy computer.
yeah, I think that
Hello, Heath.
Hey, Lee.
Hello.
Alright.
Jay.
So,
Hello, Randall. And who else have we got in?
so we're still delayed, but we're not as bad. So the motorman, we were talking about, if you want to switch between your DC and DCC system, you can take this unit and they'll sell you a different faceplate and a little switch. So you can run your DCC system and this, and then on an isolated section of tracks, switch between your DCC system and the motorman. So you can put this in line with your full system if you want. My plan is to do this, it's like to mount it up on the side somewhere and just make it a dedicated setup. But
The reason I was asking so much, Heath, is I've got an area over here, Union Station, part of downtown Chicago, and I've got a little streetcar that I'm going to eventually have running around there. And I didn't know whether I needed to loop it around or put it point to point with one of those. So.
Oh, yeah. With this, it could definitely do. Why can you never get things back in the box? Only person that
When you
says
come out the box, you can never put them back in.
never put it back in. Hey, Lee, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. I'm busy working on the project for Sunday.
yeah, yesterday.
Exactly, Joe.
Oh, so real quick before we get off this motorman thing, man, I tell you, as somebody who is somewhat technical, when these kind of things happen, it's just kind of like annoying. It's just frustrating. Even if I am the only one that sees it. So Iowa Scale Engineering does also have current detection sensors. You've probably seen these from, I think NCE has them, DCC Concepts has them, but you run the wire through and it'll, when it senses the current, it'll send out a signal. So you could use these for current detection, for block detection with the motorman, or you could use their infrared sensors. So they sent me both so that I could set it up and try both.
Yeah,
And they also sent me this. Oh, I know what this is. I couldn't remember what this was. This is their sound cube, their crossing ding dong thing.
Cool.
Crossing ding dong thing.
Yeah, I got a crossing, but it doesn't make noises.
Well, if you got one of those, you can make it go ding dong. If you wanted it to go ding dong. All right. So now the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Are you putting the encoders inside the GG1s?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, see that?
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm.
This is where it goes wrong.
I'm glad this EP5 already has one in it.
Where it goes wrong.
Yeah, so my issue is not RAM. My issue is the CPU and the GPU. Yeah, and it's weird. Like, I should not have... The way StreamYard works, the more people I should have on StreamYard should have absolutely no effect on, the issues that I'm having. It's a totally separate thing going on. But I can see like my CPU's at 82%, and it's
Are you using Safari or Chrome?
Chrome.
Okay.
I get lag though with StreamYards as well.
So my dream setup, and it's going to be a long time before I can put together the money, but my dream setup right now is to get a Ryzen 5600X with an RTX 3070 or 3080 and build a computer around that. And if I can make that happen, I think that's,
Hey guys,
that's the beef I need.
Hoping this
Yeah,
part would-
you guys were talking about sound effects on GG1s. This EP5 is the closest thing I got that runs like the whole program. Just
Oh yeah.
from like startup.
Oh, I've just clicked who it is again. I can't think of his name, but I've seen him in chat before.
Then when you shut it down, you can hear the electric
Oh, that's nice.
if it does it. You gotta wait for the battery to discharge. There it goes. Yeah, so that's the closest thing I have. But that's the same exact sound they put in the I think this is Lion Chief equipped, but it's a celebration, so yeah.
Yeah, Lionel puts a lot of stuff in their locomotives. It's almost like because they're bigger, they've got the
they got
extra
more
space
room.
for it.
I'd hate to see what this thing looks like on the inside. I'm afraid.
You're afraid to
Mr.
say.
Jimbo, yes, I've ordered from Tony's Trains, Mr. Jimbo.
I know some of the Lionel stuff. The bell actually swings. Whistle shoots out steam. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think
my lad's conventional, but
So this is kind of interesting. The way they fit the speaker in is on the back. You can see they've actually designed the board around the speaker so it actually pokes through on the bottom.
Wow. Okay. I was wondering
yeah.
how you're going to put a sugar cube in that little thing.
Well, it's not a sugar cube, and that's why it's so small. I think this decoder was already opened, so I am definitely going to test this decoder out before I put it in the locomotive. Realistic electric locomotive traction motor sounds. 22 different types of horns and 8 types of bells.
Holy smokes.
Oh, it's got back EMF load control, so how bad can it be? 3 headlight effects. 27 accessory functions. Supports advanced consisting. Well, I hope so. Oh, it supports program. Oh, yeah, program on the main. That makes sense.
does it have heated seats?
Yeah,
No, and it does not look like it makes coffee either.
Air conditioning.
Oh man.
Yeah, does anyone think I should run my live stream on Monday? I don't know.
Why not?
I'd run it.
Monday's my
Yeah,
birthday.
run it. Oh yeah, definitely
Monday
run
is what day?
Huh?
What is Monday?
My birthday.
Oh, then definitely do it.
Yeah, definitely do it.
Happy early birthday.
Just don't run it on your girlfriend's birthday like I did and got in trouble. So
I don't got to worry about that. I don't even have one. I don't
it's
gotta
all
worry.
good. Yeah, I
That's
got in
actually
trouble.
kind of hilarious.
I think the best was my son on his first wedding anniversary. He got tickets to the Masters. Not for his wife.
Oh,
And
this is
bless her
interesting.
heart, she let him go. Go ahead.
To install this decoder, you must file 2 small tabs off the chassis halves. And the 2 halves that you're taking off the chassis looks like the tabs that actually hold the decoder into place.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna go have lunch and do some more stuff. But have a nice day.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
See you again.
Bye.
Timber Surf, what'd your son just buy? The computer specs I was talking about? Yeah, I have a friend that's interested in building the computer for me. I just, getting the parts right now seems to be really difficult, and Heath, those tabs are just the connection from the decoder to the motor. Not these tabs. I'm gonna open this up if I can get it open and show what tabs we're talking about. I can't get the parts here in the U.S. right now. They're just not selling it.
I thought you were going to put it in the 1976 one.
I am, but the 1976 one, this one already has a DCC decoder in it.
Oh, okay.
Whereas this one just has the light boards in it, and the light boards don't take up as much space as the DCC decoders do. So I wanted to take a look at what this one looked like inside, just before I start shaving things off. I basically want to know if I don't like this MRC decoder, will I be able to put a TCS decoder in it after I've filed off these
Tabs.
These tabs. Come on.
I was told MRC isn't making AC transformers anymore. That's what I use on my table.
Oh, interesting.
They make a ton of DC stuff, but here, I'll show you guys. This is my main power supply here. They're no longer making those.
I'll tell you what, I got 2 MRC transformers that my dad bought
I can do that.
in 1968, and they still both work like a champ.
My camera's not playing ball today.
So that is what it is. So if I file these off to put this decoder in order to then put the TCS decoder back in, I would have to find a way to
Anchor it.
Not just anchor it, but also actually get it to make the motor connection. So whoever said those are just the connection from the decoder to the motor. It's actually the tabs they're telling you to file off are the tabs from the chassis to the board.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta get back to work. I'll see y'all later.
All right. See you later, man. Have fun.
Thanks. See you guys.
Oh, there we go. Crazy says she's got a question. Can you heat treat structures so they're easier to bend? Oh, who's feeding back? Is that me? I shouldn't be feeding back.
I don't hear anything. Hey, Joe.
So yes, I've definitely seen people do that. Obviously, just be careful. I have a little small heat gun that I use with my model railroad stuff, and I've used it to heat things up and bend them into place. So definitely. So I guess I'm just trying to decide Like, is that something I want to do? Is take those tabs off? It kind of looks like... Yeah, so what it does is now instead of those being the pickups, you bend these little tabs over on the end, and those just touch the chassis on the back and the front, and that's how it now connects. So let's put this guy off to the side for a sec. This may not happen today. We'll see. We'll see. If I were to build a computer, it'd be with an older operating system. So yeah, I know what you're saying. I definitely understand. So let's move this over. Let's move this over. Let's look through these directions just a little bit more. All right, so... Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. Ah, I was wrong. I'm glad I re-looked at this. It's not telling you to take off these tabs. Let's see. It's not telling you to take off these tabs. It's telling you to take off these tabs back here. And all those tabs do is it requires you to then lift this up to slide it back.
Oh, I see.
So that is easy because I could just put a piece of Kapton tape or something over this to hold it down.
Or even
So
some
I
blue
feel
black.
I feel much better about filing those off than I do about filing some other things off. So this does not look too hard. Remove the original shells. File those two tabs flat. They recommend to apply tape to cover chassis before filing. That's probably a good idea. There are 4 contact strips that must be bent down at a 45-degree with a little V at the end to make contact. Yeah, this does not seem as difficult as I initially might have thought. So that's the good news. People are dropping out like flies now. They're like, I do not want to see this happen. I do not want to see that. All right. So it's got headlight, bell on and off, horn, short air release, coupler cut lever, brake release, dynamic brakes, air hose firing, engine cooling fan, rail wheel clack, traction air compressor on and off, traction motors off, short air release, coupler crash. So it's got a lot. It's got a lot of things. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put this here on this mat, which will not conduct any electricity. I'm gonna make sure my track power is off and everything's off. I'm gonna take these leads and we're gonna test this decoder before I put it in the locomotive.
So how do you test a decoder?
So I have a test track here. This test track is connected to my DCC system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these alligator clips to the rails, and then I'm going to connect the other end of the alligator clips to the pickups on the decoder. So I obviously won't have motor action, but I'll be able to theoretically with like JMRI detect whether the decoder is
Yeah, at least you see if it can accept commands and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
right. Yeah. Yeah. The lights will theoretically come on.
I never thought about doing that.
Yeah, I forget who. I believe it's a pretty it's a pretty standard thing, is my understanding from people that install decoders all the time.
Makes sense.
They actually do this pretty regularly. That's a hard word to say.
I've done
And
about 20 decoders, and I've only had one that was bad. And of course, that was after I wired it all up and everything. But even then, the harnesses were, and they weren't like this. They had wiring harnesses to them. So all my wiring work was not in vain. All I had to do was pop in a new decoder. So
yeah, I mean, part of why I'm doing this is that I did a TCS decoder and I blew up the decoder, and I didn't test it ahead of time, so I really had no idea whether it was working before or not. I mean, it was pretty obvious I blew it up, but this just makes things a little more clear. So let's see. So Locomotive, let's see if it's set to 3. Locomotive. What is it?
Joe, what type of tree structures are you talking about?
These.
Are they plastic with wires inside?
Yep.
That is actually, Joe, exactly what I used my heat gun on. Is I used it on plastic trees to melt the trunks of the trees and reshape them. That's actually what I used my heat gun for.
Today. I'm going to drop heat because I'm having camera issues with the laptop.
Okay, Lee, we expect nothing less from you.
Blame
I'm just gonna.
Let's not bring harm to trees. Kind of sensitive about that.
No chainsaws.
So, track power on.
Like put the spark.
Hey, look at that. Can people see that?
Yep.
No, your hand's in the way.
No, it's not.
No,
Oh,
it's
now
not. Right there. You see the light coming on and off?
Yep.
Yes, now I see it.
And I bet you, let's see if and if I reverse, the other light comes on and off. So, see
Looks
the light
good,
switching?
The only thing you don't know is the motor control unit's good.
All right, everybody be very quiet. Oop.
Everybody's screaming.
Oh, it worked on the first try. Can you hear it?
Not really.
No,
Let me try. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off one of the filters.
now I hear it. Go.
I don't know why, but that kind of makes me smile.
Fix that. Now you just need to run it just like that up and down the track.
You probably can't hear it.
Is it breathing?
It's pretty quiet, but that's it running forward. That's the sounds.
Sounds like static.
Track off. Let's disconnect this before I break anything. Oh, it's a little warm.
Woo!
Well, that was kind of fun. Nick, thanks for coming. Z, I am trying to put a decoder in a locomotive without breaking it.
Has anybody? I got a bunch of P2K E units, and this one has a different board on it than any of the others that I've ever seen. Is that a DCC ready board, where this little thing here pops off and it's an 8-pin connection?
Make him bigger, Steve.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Yes, that would be a yes. Exactly.
Nothing in the documentation or the box says DCC ready.
Interesting.
But these are old enough.
He noticed it was in the basement.
Most P2K stuff that I have.
Oh,
is
I'm going to
pre-
scream. My laptop's going to get chucked out the window in a minute.
That sounds funly.
No, it doesn't, because I've got my live stream on Sunday, and I had the Fast Build series and stuff.
Well, I think he just sent his computer issues to you, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, I know what my computer issues are, though.
I know what mine are.
Oh, wait a sec. I found more documentation.
Let's see if it works.
I would look up online just DCC decoder for whatever that is.
And what it says, there's two different versions. One is if it's DCC ready, and the other is if it's not. All right. And I'm just trying to figure out if this one is DCC ready.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, if you got the PCB board with a dummy controller in it, or a dummy, I think they make it. It's a jumper to make it DC. Then all you need is an 8-pin decoder to slide in there.
See, and you look at the parts list and the diagrams. There's nothing in there about DCC, but it does have that.
Move up, Steve. Can't see it.
Right here.
Oh, yeah. NMRA compatible.
Steve, I would go with the looking it up online trick.
I've done that. The problem is these
Oh, you have.
PCBs are so old, and Walters bought them out, and you can't find that kind of documentation anywhere. And nothing on Walters. You know, you can't buy parts for them because Walters doesn't support them. Luckily, these are pretty much replicated. Basically, they're like an improved Athearn Blue Box. The motors and drives and such.
Boy, I'm having a hard time getting this thing on the track today.
Get glasses.
Story of my life.
Too many drive wheels, and I get the pilot wheels on, and then the drive wheels come off. All right.
Here's a dumb question, Heath. Why aren't you using your rolling rows?
I could.
Because he forgot.
No, they're just right there. What I'm confused by right now is why this isn't running on the track.
You're not getting anything?
Does not seem that I'm getting any lights.
Did you turn track power on?
I did. And I can see it on my thing down here. I've got the right address in the throttle.
So is it possible the clips aren't connected correctly?
It's possible that when I took it apart to look at it, I screwed something up.
Try a different loco.
Oh, that's a good idea. I got this guy here too.
Or you take that one apart again.
This one's easier to... Oh.
That just means you did screw it up taking it apart. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, see that comes on right away. Dang.
Pop the shell off.
It's probably are those connections soldered on the GG1 on the blackjack, or are they those little clips?
They're clips.
One of those probably just popped off.
Hey, Heath, when you take the case off, check to see if those pantographs are connected anywhere.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I know, yes.
I don't believe they weren't because they aren't actually. I know that now. They aren't. This is actually hard to get off because the steps actually go over the shell, but the steps are connected to the chassis. There we go. Now I got it. And of course now this window piece keeps falling out too, which is a pain. Don't know why that's falling out. Well, I'm kind of glad nobody's here watching me at this point.
I'm recording it for later.
Okay, so 3's all the way down. Track power is on. Let's see. Get rid of that. Okay, track 4, 9, 3, 5. And that didn't work. Track 4, 9, 3, 5. Loco. There we go. Sort of.
So what was it?
Oh, there we go. Who knows? I think it's probably just
Shell on and knock something off.
who knows. Anthony says he's not watching me, he's watching Rick watch me. Uh-oh. Rick's on the phone now. We can watch Rick do work. Okay, so forward is this way.
Done.
Oh,
Congratulations, Heath. Got it done.
well, for now.
Well, better than ever.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know whether this little thing should get taped in or not.
What little thing?
There's a little plastic window thing that is now falling out of the locomotive.
Little
Was it
crazy
glued
blue?
in?
It's the windows on the one side are falling out.
Was it glued before? Or
I don't know.
melted in? I
No
always
idea.
use some rubbery type glue for windows. Goo. Walther's goo.
I'm just gonna put a tiny piece of Kapton tape in because once I get the cover on,
Uh-huh.
it'll be fine. It's just I need something to hold it while I get the cover on.
Yeah. That blue tack works good too.
Yeah, I'm afraid with something thicker that it'll get caught in something,
Yeah,
which
true.
which is a little bit why I thought the Kapton tape might be a good solution.
Yeah, the Kapton tape will hold up to heat also.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Rick and I are, Okay, so it's all snapped in. Now let's get it back on the track. See, now I think it would be fun if I had the motorman going. Like, I could just have this train running back and forth while I work on something else so that people in the chat can be amused.
You always amuse me.
And now that the cover's on, it's not running again.
Something about that top is dropping the connection of some sort.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's...
And the wires are clipped onto that board.
There's nothing clipped onto it. I took all those wires off.
No,
I literally just... I mean, it was... it was running, and I literally just put the top back on.
Wonder if the top is squeezing the frame in such a way that it's losing a connection.
Maybe it's saying that I need to hook up the catenary wires.
Pantograph, well, yeah.
And the other engine ran when that was on the track, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this engine ran before I put the cover on it.
No. I'm saying the other, when you tried the other engine, the blackjack was still on the track, correct?
No, it was not.
Okay, so you don't know if that blackjack is shorting out the track.
Well, I do, because when I take the cover off, it runs fine.
Yeah.
Oh, and I know it's not shorting out because my PSX ones have buzzers on them.
Okay.
So when the track shorts out, you'll hear
All right.
a lovely buzzing sound. And the little light starts flashing at me, and there's all kinds of stuff that happened behind me. See, it works fine now. So what is happening when I put the cover on that it stops working?
Heath, is that shell two parts? I'm sorry, not the shell, the chassis.
The chassis,
I'm wondering if when you put the shell on, if it's squeezing the chassis together and making it short.
No, because his power thing's not going.
Yeah,
It's got to be something in the pickups. All right. And it probably has multiple pickups. So it's got to be the common pickup to the decoder. One of the two common connections to the decoder. If it's not shorting out.
All right, so just popped that pilot truck off and on again. Who's got their YouTube on in the background?
Not me.
I mean,
Well, it stopped when you talked, Steve.
huh? It stops when I talk?
2, 3. Oh, now I don't hear it. Boy, it's these little things, I tell you, that just like... They're just so frustrating.
I had a TV on in the background, but not YouTube.
No, I mean, I specifically heard, like, me talking.
Yeah, there was some feedback.
The YouTube I have is muted.
Yep, that's
It's gone now.
All right, somebody tell some stories and entertain people while I'm stressing out about this.
I got a new idea. I'm thinking about making a dead forest.
Well, it certainly
Or
wouldn't
it
be
could
hard.
be
Jerry.
winter.
Yeah, wintertime, you could just throw some snow on those things. You can make it.
I'm thinking about maybe putting some glue, spray it easy, and like sprinkle dirt and junk on so it's got not just smooth plastic, but make it like have a buildup on it of stuff.
Yeah.
It's working now, Heath.
Well, I haven't snapped it down yet.
I know what it was with my bloody camera. One of my USB cables and
Yep, there we
knackered.
go. I snapped down the one side and now it's stopped.
So it's pinching
Hello,
on something.
Rick. Hello, Rick.
Hey, what's up, Lee?
I know what it was with my camera. One of my USB cables was knackered.
Mm.
But why would snapping in the one end of the shell? What is it about? Okay, so I just released that one side. So now it's running again.
Are you doing your thing on Monday, Heath?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'll be there. Because I'm going to work out I'm doing a reminder for mine I've got on Sunday. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it stopped again now that I pushed the oh, that could be what's happening is it's pressing the so Daniel, I haven't installed the board yet. This is the one that was working. But I bet what happened, yeah, working. I know, right? I bet what
Pressing
happened.
into the chassis.
I have a feeling that it's pushing down on this, maybe?
Do I risk trying to move the camera when I'm working on?
Sure.
Yes. I dare.
Now you know what's
What's
wrong.
happened now? Could I've shortened the cable? I've took the extension off. I usually use an extension. So
Being a GG1, Heath, can you turn it around?
Say that again?
Being a GG1, it's the same in both directions, correct?
Yes, kind of. There are a couple things that make the front and the back different.
I'm actually making a shed out of coffee terrace at the moment.
Is it possible you've got the shell flipped the wrong way?
No. Oh, you mean this top part?
No, the shell. So that when you put the shell on,
The shell. This.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is possible on the inside of the shell, there's no differences between front and back. It's only on the top here, these two little nubs are the only thing that indicate front and back as far as the physical. Oh, and these vents here.
But is it possible you inadvertently have it flipped and you're trying to put it on backward?
That could be.
Right, there we go. I'm happy.
Oh, that's what's
The
happening.
grass on the inside may be slightly different.
Yeah, I think what's happening, now that I've knocked the light thing off. So this little light shroud piece, when it's sitting here, and when it happened before I was even trying to show you. When you push down on it a little bit, the decoder pops up. So I'm going to bet that you're right, that there's something with putting the shell on that's pushing that down and popping that decoder up. and then it's not making contact anymore.
It's something stupid.
Well, I'm doing it. Of course, it's something stupid.
I wasn't going to say anything there.
I've even put a little Capcom tape to hold it down, so even when it tries to pop it up, it's being held down. And that's what you're doing already. Never mind.
No. We're on the same. We're on the same page. I think that's the key to success.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing there, Heath. I'm not going to blame Heath because another half keeps saying to me she's getting a T-shirt with "Blame Lee" on it.
I think Lee would be trying to fix this with a hammer and a pile of glue.
No, Lee, if we were going to wear a T-shirt for you, it would say "More glue."
Yeah, more PVA.
Yeah, that's true. I'm working on my new project project build at the moment. I'm making a load of like containers, but they're going to be huts out of coffee stirrers. I've done a lot. It's took me a lot of planning to do it because I've had to work out the measurements. But I
Are you
finally
going to use glue on it or no?
the glue
Oh yeah,
together.
he's already gluing away.
I've already got the glue on. They've got the coffee stirrers, so they've got to be glued together.
Are you going to use a hammer?
No, the hammer. Heath, the hammer's gone out the window. That went last year.
Hey, it's still a thing for me.
I know. It is still a thing. It still does like.
Okay, so it's working now. I'm going to put this little plastic cover on. It's still working. So now I've been putting it on with these to this side. Let's try putting it on with these to this side.
You always have hammers on hand.
There you go, Joe.
Yeah.
So that's what it was, Steve. I was putting the top on backwards.
Oh, definitely Heath. Definitely got to be Heath's fault.
So well, that was a fun little lesson there.
Hey, it's a good learning experience, man.
Now we know that the GG1 cover can only go on and off in one direction, which just means I need to pay attention and put it on and off in the right direction. So that's supposedly forward.
Woo!
And that's supposedly reverse.
That's reverse.
So it's running the right ways for the DCC now too?
So so this is interesting. The
Thanks
vents
for that one, Carl.
The vents are on the back when it's going forward.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Randall has a good idea for a Lee t-shirt if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I did see it.
True. I knew Randall had to have something to do with glue.
Fine,
Okay.
Randall. I'll just let it go over my head.
Hey, Heath, I got to drop out for a few minutes. I'll be back.
All right. See you later.
We'll be waiting.
Maybe.
So now we are.
Are you going to time me, Steve?
No. We're an hour and a half into this stream. And
It's 1 o'clock. It's time for the stream to stop. That's it. That's the end of the stream. Thank you all for coming. Steve, just because you're on here and kind of paying attention to the chat and stuff, just keep an eye too if other people start streaming. Just because if somebody else does start streaming, I'll jump off.
Oh, okay. Nobody else. Next one I know of is at 3 Roberts Trains over in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not
at 3
streaming.
o'clock.
He's got ages yet. So he's not streaming. It's only 5:55 here. I'd let you know it when he's streaming, Heath.
Okay, just let me know. I don't want to.
Yeah, no, he's not streaming. You've got ages yet, Heath.
So should I do this the way that? Oh, there we go. It popped off. I was gonna say, should I do it the way the directions say, or should I just keep doing what I'm doing? Okay, so oh, interesting. So this one actually has 2 little light shrouds, which is actually the way it should be.
That needs to go up there because that's finished.
Lee, are you talking to yourself?
Yeah, I always do in the loft.
Yes, he does.
And, hey, at least it doesn't answer me back.
I do.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly.
At least I do.
I know.
All right, so I'm trying to pull this cover off.
Oh, God.
Let's slide this way just a little bit. Try and get this a little bit more on camera.
Hey, my coffee's gone cold.
Thanks, Pete. I tend to be a logical, anally retentive, logical thinker, and it's just a matter of walking through the possibilities.
Yeah, Anthony Dodd just got a live stream.
3:30.
Today as well. Yeah, 3:30. He goes
Our time.
live the same time as Robert's train set.
I thought Robert was going at 3.
No, he's going at 9 o'clock UK time.
That's 3 our time.
Yeah, 3
Anthony-
our time.
Anthony starts a half an hour later.
Yeah, and Anthony's a little bit at 8 later. Yeah.
4?
So to answer your question, Leslie, what was happening is the little light shroud on the front, when it was pushing down on the decoder, it was actually lifting it up off the contacts. And when I flipped the shell around it, it worked okay. Hello, John from TSG Multimedia.
Hey, John.
Hey, John, if you want to come up, just don't show anything.
Yeah. Be careful, Keith.
Okay, so this is going to come off. So this is the... so Steve, inside your locomotive, if you have a light board, it'll look something simpler like this, as opposed to if you have a sound, a decoder, it'll look like this. But as long as you have the 8 pins, you should be able to make something happen.
Yeah. Well, even if it's not, I just yank out what's there and I'll rewire it. That's what I've done on all the other P2Ks I've got.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, just get a multimeter in there and just start going at it.
It was entertaining, John. I got to tell you, not actually seeing, but just that it happened.
I felt bad, man, and that was like, in hindsight too, the guy's name was Ron Johnson.
Was it? No, it was Tom Jones.
Oh, Tom Jones. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed it's not in the edit anymore, though. The edit that came out has it.
I knew it'd be gone.
Has it gone? So. So.
I think that
it was so funny because the next few callers that John brought up, I mean, John was just intense watching.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that next person he brought up. If that's your idea of entertainment, I understand why you were watching my channel. Okay, so I've taped on either side of it, but what I think I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do it upside down so that the metal doesn't fall into the chassis.
You got a magnet?
I do not. I think in a perfect world, I would take the whole chassis apart.
You want to borrow mine?
But boy, send it over. I would take the whole chassis apart, but boy, I do not want to. Oh shoot, I still have to do this. I totally forgot to call about that. Okay, I'm trying to get a piece of paper so when I have metal shavings all over my table, I can
Well, that's what I was going to say. Put a magnet down on the table so as the stuff
Ah,
fell, it would go to the magnet.
yeah. I figured I would do. Figured I'd do it upside down and do it that way. So,
That means you're gonna have to stand on your head.
oh, there you are, Gus. What's happening?
Hey, yeah. What's going on?
Oh,
Are
God.
you out there rail fanning?
Yeah, if you can see that.
Oh, look at that. There's a train going by.
Yeah, I went out to get lunch, and so I didn't have my tripod. And guess what? While I've been eating lunch, I hit 4 trains.
Isn't that always the way it is?
Yeah, that's where it normally is.
When you don't have the stuff you need, that's when the trains come.
Yeah.
Hi, Gus.
Hey! Let me see if I can get the camera working right.
That squealing's loud, Gus.
Yeah.
It's even worse if you've got headphones on.
Yeah, exactly, which I do.
Exactly, and I have as well.
Man, I kind of wish I had a bigger file at this point.
I've got plenty of files. I've got a box of micro files. I don't think they'll read through the camera.
Why don't I just hold up the locomotive and you can file these tabs for me?
That's right.
They're filing down pretty easily. It's just I'm trying to do it upside down so I don't have a bunch of metal shards in my locomotive is just making it a little harder.
Yeah,
You don't by an hour on Robert's start time. I keep thinking I'm back in the Central Time Zone.
Here comes the locomotives.
Oh, God, gosh. Hello, Marchwood. Junction.
Ha
Oh, hey, March West.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool seeing some rail fanning on the stream.
It is. There's some good rail fanners out there, actually, to be honest. I was in a rail fanners one yesterday. I was in Nora's yesterday.
I just don't usually have rail fanning on my channel.
Yeah, Heath, believe it or not, it's worth doing, having people like that up on your channel, because it gets other people watching your channel.
That is true.
Hey now, carefully.
What?
You got a thing against old people?
No. Other people. Other, not old.
I thought you said other. Old.
No, would I do that to you, Steve?
Every chance you get.
No, not a,
See, Joseph agreed with me.
no. It's like my series I'm trying to do on Sunday. I'm trying to see if it takes off on that time, but I'm going to change the time if it doesn't work that time. I'll go a little bit later.
Just be careful or you get Tom Jonesed.
Oh, we got Steve on full screen. Oh, that God help us.
My logo is censored.
Where did Gus go? What happened to Gus?
He went off. I don't know what happened.
Okay, so it says apply tape. So I'm on the apply tape part.
Apply tape where?
It says here and here.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Protection.
Yeah, but there's nothing really there that would require protection from anything. But, you know.
Oh, I see what you mean, John. When I was up on top, yeah. And there's 4 people. It makes top person behind. He's low.
Yeah.
I need censoring though, John. I'll be right back.
All right, 1 piece of tape.
2 pieces of tape.
Apply tape all the way to the bottom to prevent the motor contacts from touching the chassis. What? How am I supposed to get tape in there? I don't even understand.
That's worse than that kit you done on Monday.
I don't. Oh my god, that kid on Monday. I still have to finish that, Lee.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I've only just started. I'm starting my new projects at the moment. I'm building a load of like cabins, like wooden cabins, porta cabins, out of coffee starers.
Doing that kit on Monday was so stressful that I needed a break.
Yeah, are you finishing that on Monday?
Probably not.
What are you going to do on Monday?
I don't know. I might set up the motorman. Yeah, they do say to put tape on the outside of these, but I don't know why they also say to put tape down in there. That's like hard.
Yeah.
That's what tweezers are for.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have tweezers in a box right next to me. Tweezers are a godsend. And the little magnet as well.
Oh, I see. Interesting. It is actually touching the chassis here.
Ah, ouch.
You don't even have to have a smoke unit for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you can see, but it's right there. It's actually like it is touching the chassis. So I do need to make sure I'm well protected. And of course now, oh, there we go. I was gonna say now I can't get it off. It's a really interesting design.
That looks good. I've just got to cut the little bits off.
So let's see.
How many pieces have I
This
got?
tape or this tape?
The worst thing, I've got to cut windows in. That's going to be the fun bit. But that's what a Dremel's for.
Do they make tape dispensers for like a set of, a whole set of Kapton tape?
Why don't you make something? Just a piece of make something.
Lee, because I'd rather bang my head against the wall than make that.
Oh, fine. It's only a suggestion, Heath.
Pete says it's called Suck Down Sunday.
Yeah, that's about where we're at right now.
Yeah.
At this rate, it will be Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if I actually get this installed and working during this show, I think that's going to be pretty impressive.
That will be
Yeah, a big if.
It'll rank right up there with your first hanging with Heath Friday live stream.
Yeah.
But again, I did have things running at the end of that stream, so
ultimately you did have success. I will give you that.
Yeah, he did have success eventually.
So theoretically, if that doesn't roll up on itself.
Same here, Pete. Pete says he'll stay with Double O.
Yeah, I'll stay with Double O as well.
I'm too old to do Engage.
No, we can't do Engage with sausage fingers.
That's the other reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why do you think I got out the tweezers?
When you've got sausage fingers, you can't do Engage. I hold my hands up to anyone that does Engage. I'll hold my hands up to.
And just think, Daniel, it was DC ready. It already had a decoder in it.
This didn't have a decoder in it.
But it had DC. It was DCC ready.
It was ready, yes. Correct. Yeah.
And Daniel said 104 minutes is quite the install time.
Come on. I did an unboxing. I did some other stuff.
Yeah, you're actually only about 15 minutes into the decoder.
Yeah, exactly. He's only 15 minutes into it.
And at this point, I'm basically done. I'm just dragging it out for other people.
Yeah. It was a half an hour unboxing, an hour on the first GG1.
And that was the problem. Was that first damn GG1?
That's why I don't have double-ended locos.
I thought you got out tweezers just in case Tom Jones shows up.
Well, we ain't got Rick here at the moment. We ain't got Tree Man. We haven't got Tree here at the moment, have we?
Rick had to pretend to go back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Rick just pretends to work, so he like comes on the live stream and says, "Oh, guys, I gotta go."
Yeah, exactly.
John's probably coding, although it's getting closer to tax season, so.
Yeah, I'm sure. John, I think, was here for a little bit.
He was.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah, he was in for a bit. I did see you. He was in for a bit.
This is the most sort of interesting, odd way, I think, to do these little contacts here.
Well, Daniel wants to know what the Tom Jones thing is. Anybody want to explain it to him? John, you want to explain it to him?
Explain it in a PG manner, please. I don't want to have to edit my video as well. Daniel, Tom Jones was basically a troll that came on and showed something on the stream that is not appropriate for YouTube streams.
Yeah. That's always you don't need to say no more, Heath.
Yeah, I figured that covers it pretty good.
It does. It's basically a YouTube troll.
And unfortunately, John, many of us were.
Although, I mean, you know, I guess the good thing is that it wasn't one of John's bigger shows.
I think Michelle had just left, hadn't she?
Oh, did she? Oh, I don't know.
Was Michelle still there watching, John? Do you know? I know she was already down off the panel, but I thought she said she had to leave. Could be wrong.
So it doesn't really say anything about making sure these contacts are seated, but I'm kind of making sure these contacts are seated. Man, people that work on N scale stuff, man, they're just not smart people.
That says it all for you, then, doesn't it, Heath?
Pretty much.
Daniel, he did it to PSG Multimedia's live stream interview with Chris Brimley. Oh gosh.
I'm kind of wondering if I put this Kapton tape in the right spot. I mean, it looks like it's on the right spot based on the drawing.
Hopefully she was laughing, John.
Oh.
Like the
drawing? Mobile. Yeah.
Hopefully she was.
John, do you have your YouTube on in the background?
Not anymore. I muted it. No, not until it was too late, though. Obviously.
So, are you recovered from that incident?
Mostly. Yeah. Mostly recovered. I just called in real quick because I wanted to make a suggestion to you with your little install there, because I've done my share of N scale installs.
Yes.
And one, just make sure you're putting your Kapton tape wherever there's any possibility for the decoder or any part of the decoder to touch any part of the frame. That's number one. And number two, depending, I can't really tell what decoder or what locomotive that is, but you might end up needing to solder where it contacts. If it's just relying on friction, you might need to solder that.
Yeah, it's actually interesting you say that. On this Microtrains one, I kept having problems with tabs not, touching the motor contacts, and that's what somebody suggested.
Yeah.
On this one, these tabs kind of fold back on themselves, kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that
So
looks
they
like it
actually
might
are
work
pretty
better.
good. But this is a MRC Sound Decoder for a Kato GG1.
Yeah, it looks like that might work better as far as contacting.
Yeah. So
Something else that's an option when you get in a little bit more advanced installs on N-Scale would be to hardwire your connection so that you're not energizing the frame. Then you don't have to rely on contacts like that, and you don't have to use so much Kapton tape. You just run wires from the truck up to the decoder, and it bypasses the frame entirely.
I do have some steam locomotives that I need to do where I'll have to get into that.
Yeah, it actually works better too, by the way, because it's a hard wire. It's a hard contact.
I'm sure it does. I mean, I don't know if you see this decoder, but the way the wires touch are just these little wipers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it contacts the frame, and it's like that's yeah.
It can get kind of sketchy sometimes, and usually the symptom that you'll find when you have that problem is the decoder will turn on and you'll get your sound but it just won't move, and you're just like, well, why isn't it moving? And it has something to do with the fact that the motor needs a stronger contact to the electrical in order to move. Just FYI.
Yeah, so I've got the Kapton tape in there, on the outside of that motor contact, to hopefully isolate it. One of my first decoder installs, not first, I guess it was somewhere in the middle, but the shell was shorted to the motor, and it actually blew up the decoder.
Yep. That'll blow up your decoder every time. If you have any contact, it'll blow up your decoder.
Luckily, it was a TCS decoder, and they just sent me another one.
Yeah. ESU has a nice, or they had, I don't know if they still do it, but they had a nice program where if you screwed up, you could just pay like $35 and they would replace your decoder for you. Because, they realize that accidents happen and people are not always perfect at what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, Digitrax is supposedly good with that as well, as long as you're within the 1 year from purchase. Like, a lot of people will purchase 6 at a time or something, and then they won't get to it within the year, and then they'll have a problem with it, and they won't take it back.
Then when they get it, they say it's not in the envelope.
In the envelope? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it fell out of the packaging.
I sent a decoder back to them, put it in bubble wrap, a bubble wrap envelope, sealed that up into another envelope, shipped it off to them, and they called me and said, well, it's not in here. I said, the bubble wrap envelope in there? And they said, yeah. I said, then it's in there. No, it's not.
They didn't find it?
No.
That's just bizarre.
Yeah. It's probably on the floor under the
I don't know if people can see now, but the light is actually on.
All right.
I need to move my chart.
This is a great time, Heath, to check if you have your motor control too. Because if you don't,
yeah, I definitely will before I put the cover on. Let's see, 3. Oh, interesting. Oh, well, that's a good sign so far. I don't know if you can see, but when I go into reverse, the back light comes on, and when I go into forward, the front light comes on. So
it's all about the motor.
Yeah, it is.
So I hear the sound chugging as if it was moving forward, but it hasn't started moving yet. I'm wondering if it has that sort of, delayed.
Yeah, it might have momentum turned on.
No. Or not, because it didn't then move. It pretended like it wanted to move.
Only I can catapult coffee stirrers everywhere around the loft.
I don't see any smoke.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
hasn't
so that's-
shorted.
That's a good sign.
All right, let's take this off of here, and let's see. Let's check these motor contacts. See if they're actually hitting the motor. Yeah, see, I think that's the problem, is the motor contacts are not actually hitting the motor at this point. Which I'm not really sure. Before installing the decoder, also apply tape to the outside of the decoder's motor brushes. You may need to bend the decoder motor brush feed contacts slightly inward to make positive contact with the motor brushes. Seat the decoder flat. Yeah.
Yeah. They want you to have a better contact with the motor.
So what I think is happening is, you see how steep of a bend they're in? I think the bend part is sort of touching first, but the motor contact is lower. So I don't think it's actually contacting the motor at this point.
Can you bend out a little bit so that it pushes down harder?
Well, they're saying to bend it in. Oh, you're saying the inside ones bend out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. This is reminding me that I have some N-scale installs to do. I have a friend who invented and has been, I guess, printing and selling a little N-scale motherboard, basically. You know what a decoder buddy is for HL?
Yeah, the Nick's Trains decoder buddy, yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I've been looking for somebody that makes an N-scale one.
Oh, well, talk to me, because I know the guy. I have some of them, and I'm going to do a video about them here sometime soon.
Roy just pointed something out that I forgot. So the plastic cover, this cover, has these two pieces that actually push the contacts against the motor. So I need to put this on probably to get those contacts to seat properly, to get it to run well.
That might do the trick.
So I keep installing decoders, and then I get, I start putting it back together again, and then something doesn't work, so then I take it all apart. So I've been trying to do more testing along the way, but I forget sometimes that, like, things like that where, it's gotta, you've gotta, I guess, put certain parts together. Well, the good news is, so John, you may have missed this part, and other people may have missed this part as well, but the GG1 blackjack that I have, this guy here, has a TCS DCC decoder in it, but it's not sound. So this is the MRC drop-in decoder with sound for the GG1, and I got two of these MRC sound decoders, but the first thing I want to do is actually do a test and see if I really want to put these MRC sound decoders in both locomotives or not.
I was late to the stream. Does that decoder have the speaker built onto the decoder?
Yeah, so
okay, that's what I thought.
I'm not going to pull it off again right now, but the decoder actually has a hole in it so that the speaker kind of drops through the hole in the decoder, which is why it's able to fit then under this little cover, or at least I hope it fits under this little cover.
Yeah. I like the idea of having a speaker built onto the decoder, because then you don't have to pull out frame or find.
Yeah, what some people have done is they shave off one of the fronts. They shave off the front and they put a bigger speaker on the front piece.
Yeah.
Here, because it's really not that loud, but
a lot of the N-scale installs that I've done, I had to actually modify the frame so that the A speaker would fit in there. And it's kind of a pain, but if you have the right tools, it's not that big of a deal. It takes more time. And the other thing is you have to take it fully apart, because otherwise, if you're milling the frame with a Dremel tool or
yeah.
or a grinder or something like that, the metal goes everywhere and it will get into your mechanisms.
So this plastic cover, which does in theory push against those motor brushes, is too wide to actually go back on because it doesn't actually fit over this new board, because to get all of the functions on this board, it's actually too wide then to put this cover on.
The board's too wide, not the cover.
The board is too wide, right? Yes, correct. Which means then I need to figure, I guess, sort of a different method for making sure those motor contacts are contacting. So let's...
Break up the duct tape.
I did some bending. Let's see if the bending works. I may put a piece of Kapton tape over things to try and hold things down. Okay, so the light came on again. Oh, it still thinks it's in braking. There we go. Nope.
Oh, God. I'm bored. I'm getting bored of cutting coffee stirrers now. I regret starting this project.
Oh.
Come on, Lee. Don't count them, just glue them.
Well, I think whatever I just did shorted it for a second because the light went out for a second. Let me get...
It's not that bad once I've cut the coffee stirrers. It's not that bad. It's cutting them for making the project.
All right, so we're going in deep now. And of course I can't see.
And are you sure the plastic piece won't go on?
Yes.
You're right, John.
Because you'd think that the board manufacturer would know that.
And would say that in the directions?
And have some kind of fix for it.
One of the interesting things, or cool things, I should say, of these N-scale locomotives is that usually, and I can't really tell if it's the case here, but usually they only go together one way. Like they've idiot-proofed it. So if you can't put something on, you're probably putting it on the wrong way.
So what I...
Go ahead.
If you look at this board...
That was not calling you an idiot, by the way, Heath. I'm just saying that.
No, he had that exact issue, John.
If you compare these motor brushes, or the brushes for the motor contacts, the ones on the factory light board are significantly longer. I feel like I need to unbend the ones on the decoder so it actually slips in.
And you're sure
believe it or not, Mike, I'm not using the hammer.
Are you sure, Heath?
Yes, Roy, I did file the tabs off.
Are you sure also, Heath, that you've put it in the right direction? The decoder?
It's idiot-proof as far as that's concerned.
Okay.
It only goes in one way.
Okay.
What, is it Heath idiot-proof?
No.
So it's not idiot-proof then, is it?
You know what they say, if something's idiot-proof, you got to just build a better idiot.
Exactly. I think you've got one in your stream here, mate.
Are you calling yourself an idiot?
Yeah.
I don't call myself an idiot. I just call myself old.
But I'll take that one back.
You know, I realize I actually have pliers that would be better for this instead of my...
There's better tools out there than what you're trying to use.
Tom Jones was quite a tool.
But he didn't have one.
Nope, didn't have much of one, but he is one.
I missed that stream, I think, John.
You didn't
Yeah.
miss anything, Lee.
Yeah, you
I
didn't
can't
miss
get it
much.
out of my head.
It was kind of hard to see, actually, but you know.
I'm impressed you kept your composure and finished the interview.
I was surprised actually because I've kind of thought in the past that if you show your face that you wouldn't do something like that. I know I wouldn't, but I'm also not. I must be of a different generation.
Well, that's what
believe me, I've done my share of crank calls to radio stations where you're anonymous the whole time. But
Right.
if you show your face on a video stream, you're not really anonymous anymore.
Well, and that's I guess I was a little curious too. I was like, take that photo and we can put it up on Facebook and we'll find somebody will probably know that guy.
Yeah, well, I do have a still shot of the person's face. Do you know what I did is I saved the video off of YouTube so that I could edit that part out. And so I'm going to keep it though, the original one, because I'm expecting actually that over the course of time there will probably be enough crank calls to be able to make a best of the crank calls video.
You definitely seem to be getting a couple. I remember, like on your first one as well. I think you had a crank call, right?
Yeah, it was one of the first calls. It was some guy that was. It might have even been the same guy. I should go back and look at that and see if I recognize any of the people.
Oh well, that would be interesting.
Yeah, there's something else that you don't know because you weren't waiting to get in on the stream, Heath. Which is there were like 4 or 5 other kids that looked actually a lot similar, very similar to the guy that got his little joke off.
Yeah.
So I kept kicking them out of the waiting list because it's like, I'm not going to fall for that.
Yeah.
That the first kid that came on afterwards.
I was afraid.
Yeah, and you could see it in your face.
Oh yeah, I had my hand on the button. Believe me, I was ready for action on that one. But
rightfully so.
Yeah, it turned out to be a decent guy, which is nice.
Yeah.
You've got to be ready to boot them out the studio if they're not meant to be there.
Yep.
I gotta say, there's definitely some advantages to being a smaller channel.
Oh, don't worry, they'll find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it. I had it. Why do you think I went missing off YouTube for a bit, Heath?
Yeah, I was gonna say Lee's the only troll that's regularly on my stream.
We have got a tree though, meaning red.
I don't even younger Steve. I don't even remember what the guy said. My jaw had dropped. Going, whoa.
You know why, Steve? He didn't really say anything. He just was like.
He was pretending that he wasn't ready for the call.
Yeah, he was pretending that he wasn't ready, and then I was kind of asking, well, how are you doing? And he sat up, and when I watched the replay, when he sat up, you could see his legs had no pants on. So I was kind of like, I didn't see that on the stream. I just thought I didn't think anything of it. I just saw him kind of getting back up, like he was getting ready to be serious.
Yep.
And then he did this move where he put his hand over the screen like that, which kind of looks like you're just adjusting the cam, right? And then when his hand came back was when he had his punchline. It was actually a very good setup, I must say. As someone who's done crank calls on the radio, that was a very good setup.
So it's like he was. It's obviously something he has done before.
Yeah, I'm being told that I need to qualify my statement that the crank calls I made were many, many, many years ago. It was before video. It was actual commercial radio stations. We're talking like in the 80s and 90s.
Okay, so
I can appreciate a good setup.
This may go well.
I come from the generation that went streaky, so
yeah.
Hi, Mister.
Track power's on.
There you go.
Hey, look.
There you go.
All right.
Looks like your contact is. What did you do though, Heath, to fix the contact?
So what it was is the way it came, the contact was folded back up and under, and I had to unfold the contact.
Oh, so that it gave you the extra. I see.
Yeah, and I don't want to admit this, but actually, so the way the contact was is like you can see there's two pieces on top here. The way the new one is done is it's two pieces all the way down, and I actually broke the end off on one of them.
Oh.
So it's kind of delicate, but you know, all in all, that wasn't the worst decoder install I've done. The SW1500 was definitely much more difficult.
Yeah,
Can
that
you
was
hear-
the most difficult one I've done too. Is an SD 1500. There's no room.
Well, there was no room, but also the way the SW1500 worked is the contact from the wheels went to the shell. Then from the shell, it went back to the split chassis. Then from the split chassis, it went to the decoder. So there was no way to test it without putting it all back together. So I was taking it apart and, you know, over and over again. But here, we can hear the horn maybe if we're all quiet.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Well, that sounds really tinny.
It does. That sounds dead tinny.
This speaker is a horrible speaker, which is why people cut out and put a different speaker in it.
Yeah, that's not a good design.
Well,
said
and
this-
this
you
is
said that's
MRC. So, you know, I'm not expecting much. I hate to say it that way, but, you know.
Steve 87 wants to hear the toilet flush.
Wants to hear what?
Toilet flush.
Oh. I haven't seen that in the bell volume, coupling, air brake, flange squeal, sand release volume, dynamic brake volume. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the programming, not the functions. Hold on. Safety valve, flange noise, air release, horn type. Does not
to
look
go
like
get some
there are
stuff.
any sort of fun sounds.
I need to go get some stuff done, so I'm going to take off. But I'll talk to you guys later.
John, thanks for having your hair done this time. It was
Yeah,
much
no problem.
appreciated.
Take it easy, John. See you in the street around your streams, probably, John.
Yep. See
Thanks
you guys
for
later.
coming.
Yep.
See you, John.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, funny
so Pete, you are 38 minutes into the actual decoder install, and you're just over 2 hours in live stream.
So you're saying I'm in good shape and I did well?
Sure.
Yeah, yes, he's done well.
Congrats, Lee.
Man,
No,
I
it's
don't
been
know.
enjoyable. It's been an enjoyable stream.
It has been an enjoyable stream. I've got.
I
a
don't
lot
know
of-
that these go back on. Let's see. Hold on.
These what?
I've done
Mania
quite.
decoder brush feed. Slide these tabs down. The formatting chassis. Seat the decoder flush. Make sure the close for contact or recheck your installation. Test and run the chassis. Now your GG runs ready to work in there. It's looking like with the longer decoder that I just put the shell on.
Sparky says he's sorry. He fell asleep. What did he miss?
What? When doesn't he fall asleep?
No smoke, Sparky.
Hey, Mystic.
Hey,
Mike, how's it going?
Hi, Mystic.
Yeah, I mean,
Wicked.
once you get this cover on, though, I don't know how I'm going to hear any sounds out of this thing.
I know Mystic tried a live,
Oh,
didn't he? Yesterday.
In actuality, the shell may help it.
John definitely
The shell
did.
It
Oh,
may,
the shell might be a baffle.
exactly.
Well, no, possibly. Unless there's any holes in it somewhere.
I don't
Might
hear
just
it.
deafen the sound. There she goes.
Yay.
Heath, that color scheme, was that actually done on a GG1 or is that just for model?
So what I was told by Shane's Trains is that the guys that paint the stuff painted it as a joke, but then they liked it, or then like, you know, the whoever was in charge of painting liked it and then kept it.
As a model?
No, sorry. Oh, so this is old rivets. The prototype actually exists. If you look up the Conrail 4800 bicentennial.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, so this does have momentum because this is taking a while to stop. Ready? So stopping. So it definitely has momentum. Hey, so not bad, right? 2 hours and 11 minutes, and we've got a.
It was actually, like I say, only about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
For the actual install.
That's not bad. And in that time, he done that as well.
And the second one will take so much faster because, like, I won't have to read the directions 600 times, and
you won't put the shell. You won't flip the shell around.
Right. Well, although on this one, it doesn't look like that's as much of an issue, and I just rammed it into my buffer stop.
Now, is the black? Are they both Katos?
They're both Kato GG1s.
Okay.
And they're both Kato GG1s. The 4935 didn't become the 4800, but the 4800 was a PRR GG1 that was sold to Conrail, and in the process of repainting it, it happened to be 1976. You know, they just sort of made that paint scheme up. Pretty freaking cool, though. Well, anybody got any questions? Because otherwise, that's
nice, Chuck.
This is kind of what I was expecting to get. So I will at some point do a video with the TCS decoder and the MRC decoder and sort of compare them a little bit and, you know, do some stuff like that just to do it.
I'm going to do something similar with my E units. I've got two E-units with Digitrax decoders, one with the Tsunami 1. So I'm going to, on these other ones that I got, I'm going to put in Tsunami 2s, I think. And there's a new speaker out that I think it was on the What's Neat program that I saw. I'm going to try some of those. And then show off the differences.
No.
Just checking if you were still there, Rick. I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's not fell asleep or he's not turned into wood. Like trees usually turn into wood.
Well, I hope this was somewhat interesting. It was interesting for me.
It was an interesting stream, I must admit, Heath.
That's for sure. I mean, so if you weren't here earlier, but you are here now, just so people know, this Friday morning stream, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to continue it for. Some things for work type stuff are picking up. So I'm going to start moving to Monday night, and we're going to do Modeling Monday, and I'll do projects like this. But I want to get other people that have projects on their benches to come up as well. So we kind of have a panel of people working on projects. And, you know, we could just, you know, same sort of thing where it'll be a little bit, you know, informal-ish, but just chatting and building projects and see if we can't get kind of a regular panel of people that, you know, see how much, you know, in 2021, how much stuff we can work on throughout the year.
That sounds a good idea for that Monday. I'm starting that one on it. For me, does sound a good idea.
Great. I come up with an idea and Lee's already stolen it 5 minutes later.
I seen your idea and then I thought I'll do it in the UK.
It's legal in
Lee,
Colorado.
but you're supposed to
Party.
come. I thought you were going to come on my stream.
Yeah, but I can still do yours and I can do mine because mine's
That's Crazy Joe, Sparky.
I'm
Anthony,
just
when you
joking.
do it,
I know you are, Heath. No, I know you are. I know you are, mate. You know I'm from the banter. It's all about the fun in the community, innit?
Yeah, because I actually stole the idea from somebody else, so it wasn't my idea.
Hey, you've got to try all stuff to bring your try and get your channel up.
Yep, and that's I think Modeling Monday could be a good sort of long-term-ish type of show. And if I'm not available, I think somebody else can kind of host and do it. And The one thing I do also need, though, is some people who want to join but don't necessarily have a project that can be people that would watch the chat. Because when everyone's modeling, it's really hard to it's really hard to follow along on the chat. So it would be good to have somebody join the panel, as one of the people that could kind of keep us.
I might be able to do that for you, Heath.
Keep us in line. So look for a couple people like that. But so this Monday I'll be doing the second one, but sort of the first one where I may actually have more of a clue. And we'll do that. So if people want to take time and post in the chat where their channels are at, what they've got going on, what they've got coming up. I do have a meet and greet coming up. I just put a video up yesterday, March 13th, between noon and 2 at Northlands. I've already reached out to Vinny because I know Vinny does a Saturday noon premiere. And I'm going to work it out with Vinny, but I'm going to try and live stream from Northlands if possible so that the people that can't show up can kind of be a little bit a part of it as well. So that's coming up in March. March, if you don't watch the video, March is my birthday month. And if things go as planned, I will hit 1,000 subscribers in March. So it'll be a 2-part celebration.
That's what and
yeah, so Randall says there's nothing going on Monday nights, except for like Tom's Trains and Things is Monday night. Although Tom hasn't been on for a little while, but my goal is
his house now, hasn't he? He has got his house now.
Yeah, so Tom has his house. I did reach out to him. All of his computer stuff is still packed away. And he's kind of got other things first that he's trying to figure out. So I'm not sure exactly when he's going to be streaming again. So I'll be there Monday. And if Tom starts up, I'll, obviously shut down. If Tom doesn't join and things are going well, we'll just hang out and we'll just chat and we'll.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
We'll just do whatever. 48 subs, one more winter rail fanning video today. So there's a lot of people in the chat that are smaller channels that other people might not be subscribed to. And I know the go to channel button or, option is gone now, which is, it's kind of a big bummer. It's it's much harder to find people. So, if you can, make the effort, try and find the other people in the chat, the other people in the community.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
Mike says he's spinning. I'm not sure why he's spinning.
Don't know.
You talking about me?
Oh, maybe they're talking about you.
Hey,
Mike saying he's spinning too.
You're on a good count. You're on 314.
Who are you talking about, Lee?
Rick Bailey's on there 314.
Rick the Tree is blown up, man. Ever since he did his tree impression.
Yeah,
I'm jumping in though. I'm at 221. I'm at 221 around the 230 mark, Rick. So I'm jumping. Yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. I'm betting you'll hit 1,000 after your Valentine's Day show.
Hey, it's not all about the sub, so you do it.
I was gonna say it depends on who's wearing the diaper.
You don't do it for the subs. You do it for the enjoyment.
I do it for the enjoyment, but I will say that there are certain features that are opened up to you once you become monetized.
Yeah, I must admit, I do want to get monetized eventually, but it's going to take time.
So I don't want. It's not that I want to be monetized because, or it's not about making the money and doing all that stuff and whatnot. It's really more just about having the tools available. That become available at that. At that level. So
I didn't expect when I started my channel. I didn't expect to get where I am with it.
Anthony Dodge says 771 new cousins joining all the time.
There you go.
Anthony, if you keep doing that that new series you're doing, I don't think you'll have any problem with getting more subscribers.
I don't. He keeps getting the people coming into his streams.
Yeah, I forget what's the new series called. It's like Tom the Rail Guy. I forget what it is.
Oh, the Railroad Detective.
The Railroad Detective. There you go.
Yeah, railroad detective. He's doing it. Is interesting.
Matt, something or another. I think.
Steve, you have 85 subs already.
Yeah,
that's doing well. I mean, you didn't start that long ago, did you?
Well, I'm sorry. What? My wife just handed me the hinge to our side gate.
I was saying 85 is pretty good. You just recently started.
It looks like you've got a job to do, Steve.
I started about 6 months ago, actually.
But you weren't posting like you're posting now.
No. I just lurked.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're actually posting, it's different.
It really went up after Vinny gave me a shout out and Chris Hales gave me a shout out.
I give you a shout out as well. You're forgetting that one, Steve.
Oh yeah, you did too.
Yeah. Don't forget me. Even the little channel.
Wait, nobody can forget you.
No, I just stand out.
Lee, Jackie was telling all of us that we need to forget you, so we're all trying to ignore you.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, I'm gonna have to drop off and go see what the damage is to my gate.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna head out as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop now as well myself. Thank you for letting me come up, Heath. I'm gonna drop. I've been up here most of the day.
Absolutely. Thank
later.
you.
See you, Joe.
Peace out.
Hey, Steve.
Steve, Rick, you wanna say anything before you jet out? Steve, anything else? Oh, Steve's gone.
Nope, Steve's gone.
Anything else you want to say, Rick? Anything you got going on? Oh, should we mention Sidetrack Sunday is on Ray's channel?
Well, not this. The upcoming one is Ray's. You definitely want to chime in for that one. It's going to be
Ray's got an unboxing that should be amusing, if nothing else.
Very interesting. And then the week after, on the 31st, I've got the Fifth Sunday coming up. So I'll probably be doing something that I don't understand either. So it'll be good.
Oh, that'll be interesting, Rick.
Yeah, definitely.
I've probably got to be there for that.
Tune in. I do appreciate last week when you did the shout out in your Sunday premiere. That brought over a couple new people, so thank you for that.
Yeah, that worked out well. I liked doing that sort of as an intro into Sidetrack Sunday. I don't know that I'll have anything for this Sunday, but yeah, that worked out pretty well.
I'll probably, if Heath's not doing anything for that, I've got my live Sunday at 5 o'clock my time, but I'll say about Sidetrack Sunday.
That's in the morning for us, Lee, or that's like noon for us.
Yeah, but I can still say it for your evening one though.
Oh yeah. Send some of those UK
Yeah, we'll
people
cut
over
through.
for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about trying to do. That's why I try and do it. I know it's morning for you, but I can try and send them over to you if I can.
Oh, hey Lee, anything else you want to say before I kick you out of here and we
No,
close
I'm
this
gonna
down?
go. Anyway, take it easy, and thanks for letting me come up, Heath.
Awesome, Lee. Thanks so much for having you, and come back again on Monday with a popsicle stick or a coffee stir and glue project for us.
I've got loads of projects on the go now. Take it easy.
Fultz's YouTube link is actually, it's Rick Bailey is how you want to search for him. So I don't know, Rick, if you want to throw your link up there in the chat.
There you go.
Awesome. And I am going to kick you out of here as well so that I can just roll my little outro. And
Sounds good, brother. Have a good one. Thanks for the stream.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, man. Good luck
Anytime.
at work. Get back to work.
See ya.
Get doing something you're supposed to be doing for a change.
That's true. That's true. Later.
Thanks for being here. Talk to you later. Thanks everyone for being here. Check out everybody's channels. Check out what people are up to. Support the community. Tonight is Friday, so Vinny's on at 8 o'clock. I think Hot Rod Rodney is going to do 7 o'clock right before Vinny. Tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m. is Back on Track. Sunday is a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, just, get out there and run some trains.